The X-Zone radio and TV show is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X-Zone radio and TV show or in any manner endorsed by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, Talkstar Radio Network, its affiliated stations, or employees.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Fortune teller, can you see what my future's going to be? Can you see it all in your crystal ball? Have you got a dream for me? Fortune teller, is she free? Has she waited just for me? You can see it all in your crystal ball. Tell me that it's meant to be. Tell me, will we meet on a busy corner?
And welcome back, everyone. This is the X-Zone on the Talkstar Radio Network, and of course the UK High Definition Radio Network, Euro Definition High Definition Network, Star Cable, and right across the world on our radio stations, affiliated radio stations, and satellite providers. Worldwide toll-free, 1-800-610-7035. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com, and our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. My guest this hour is Noreen Renier. We're going to be talking to Noreen about her new book. It's entitled The Practical Psychic. Now, Noreen has often stated a psychic detective should be called into an investigation as a last resort when traditional methods have been exhausted. She's known worldwide as a psychic investigator, X-Zone Nation, and it's possible that psychic investigator, our guest this hour, Noreen Renier, has a key for reopening dead-end cases. She has an impressive track record that includes uncanny successes with unsolved homicides and missing persons. Perhaps psychic detective Noreen Renier can help members of law enforcement find new leads for their unsolved cases, which I'm sure she can. Her website is www.noreenrenier.com. That's NOREENRENIER.com. And Noreen, welcome back to the X-Zone. It's great talking to you again.
Oh, thank you so much. You were more or less describing my book, A Mind for Murder. That is the book that tells about my work on homicides and missing persons, how I got involved, all of that. The book that I have just finished writing, and it's just newly released, is more or less a how-to.
Right. But I wanted the X-Zone Nation to know your background on why, you are one of the very few true bona fide psychic investigators out there.
Probably one of the oldest. I've been in this business for so long now, right? All these youngsters following or trying to follow in my footsteps.
Yeah.
None of them have quite made it.
Well, that's because there is only one Noreen Renier. Tell me, Noreen, how did you get started being a psychic investigator?
Well, first of all, you have to go back in time. And if you go back maybe 43, 44 years ago, I was a young mother, divorced, had two children, and I didn't believe in psychics. I didn't believe in ESP. I felt it was all nonsense. But something happened to me, and I started out to disprove this phenomena and just got caught up like in a web. So it really chose me and dragged me in a way that there was no turning back.
Let me ask you, is everyone listening around the world psychic? Do we all have psychic abilities?
it's like asking me if everyone in the whole world that's listening to us has intelligence. Yes, some of us, our brain cells click, our neurons click differently than others.
Right.
We all use our intellectual mind in one way or the other. We're not equal, the same as the psychic ability. We all have it. Or you might call it a hunch, a gut feeling. That's what my police call it. Someone else might call it, a writer might call it inspiration, intuition. There's all sorts of names.
Right.
In certainly different countries that call it what they call it, but it's coming from the same source. And that's the mind.
All right, Noreen, you and I have to take our commercial break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. X-Zone Nation, Noreen Renier is my special guest. And her website is www.noreenrenier.com. And we're going to be talking this hour about Noreen's new book, The Practical Psychic. We'll be back on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break. Don't go away.
Fortune teller, can you see what my future's going to be? Can you see it all in your crystal ball? Have you got a dream for me? Fortune teller, is she free? Has she waited?
She's so very nice, you should break the ice. Let her know that she's on your mind. What you trying to hide when you know inside she's the best thing you'll ever find. Oh, can't you see it? Don't you think she's feeling the same? Oh, I guarantee it. She's the one who's calling your name.
X-Zone Nation, Noreen Renier is my special guest this hour, www.noreenrenier.com. And this hour, we're talking about her newest book. And this lady is well-known, highly respected throughout law enforcement agencies across the United States and Canada for the great work that she does. We're going to be talking this hour about the practical psychic. Now, have you ever had that feeling like you know something was going to happen? You probably brushed it off as a coincidence, but you really possess unique psychic abilities and really learn to develop them. Noreen Renier is my guest. And Noreen, what was your inspiration for writing this book?
Actually, it was the public, my fans, the people that contacted me. They all wanted me to teach them. And of course, I couldn't, so I thought the best way is to write a book to teach whoever wanted to learn more about the mind.
What is the hardest part about developing your psychic abilities?
Is believing, letting go, the fear that you could be wrong, letting go that it's not real, just the focus of what you are doing or what you are seeing or what you're interpreting. I think the focus is what you need, and the doubt and the fear has to be left behind.
When you're working on an investigation, like you've worked on over 600 criminal cases, you worked on the Lacey Peterson case. When you're working with law enforcement agencies on what they consider to be dead-end cases, how do you see the information that ultimately results in some kind of positive action and step forward and even prosecution in the cases?
I know what I can do, and sometimes it even amazes me how I do it. That's left up to the scientist. I know that by touching the bloody glasses or the belt or something off the victim at the time of his or her death, I can relive, unfortunately, the pain. I can see. Lots of times it's the bad guy that the police artist is drawing that I can see. I hear. I become them. And then after their death, sometimes I can just be Noreen and like visit the scene and tell the police what I see. So there's all sorts of ways we can use the mind in that area. And my goal, my want, my wish, my dream is to create a special task force that the police have. We wouldn't call it psychic, of course, but to me, doesn't have to be hundreds. It doesn't have to be lots. Just a few that are like on Amber Alerts. They could jump in and see more clearly to help cold cases. The police could learn to work on those areas. But that's what I'm hoping, wishing, wanting.
Is there ever such a thing as a cold case when it comes to psychic investigations? Is the trail always accessible to people who possess highly tuned psychic abilities like yourself?
We will all. I think the oldest case I had was 40 years old, and they gave me shotgun shells. And I remember it was Texas.
Right.
The things I could see, because she had the reports and all, she could verify. I was getting the information. The gun, the shotgun itself, it was more difficult to find. Again, we're not perfect, and we couldn't follow the bad guy to where he put it. Maybe he changed the gun or where he had it 2 or 3 times. But, not all cases are solvable. But we still can see 40 years, it doesn't really hurt at all time.
Out of the 600 cases plus that you've worked on over the years, do you have a favorite case?
I think the favorite case is always the one I'm working on. What surprises me is that how different, not only the detectives I'm working with, but the crime, let's say we're doing the homicide, it amazes me how many ways people can die. They can be killed. It's just overwhelming. Bad people's imagination and intent and follow through. It's scary. It's actually scary. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, dear. I'm sorry.
I sort of forgot.
Okay. The case that you worked on that you consider to be your favorite, can you tell us a little bit about it without getting into the details that would identify anyone in the case?
Okay, let me see. Yes. Let's see how I can explain it. I'm trying to see which one. Oh God, wait, they're all just running through my head. I can't pick one, but I can do you. There's not a favorite. This is crime. Successful endings. Half the time, I never know what happened with my clues, and if it
well, do the members of law enforcement call you back up and say, Noreen, the information that you supplied us with helped in the conviction of a case?
Sometimes the family, if they know I'm working on the case, will call me. Very seldom. I would say maybe a 1%, 2% will come back to me and tell me what happens. Because sometimes, of course, it is years. Sometimes it's months. But more often than not, it's years. And either they forget or they don't care, or and I'm sure it's not a bad reason, but they just never get back to me. Never. It's usually the family that remembers. So a very low percentage.
Is there a difference on the way that you would work on, let's say, a missing person case compared to a homicide case?
Oh, yes, absolutely, day and night. A homicide case, there's things left behind. First of all, we have a victim's body. We have things that were on the victim. The energy, like a dog. If we were having to get a scent for the dog, there's so much scent there, and that's what I'm picking up. Missing person, everything is missing with them. Everything. And so if it was a crime, or even if it wasn't a crime, but they went off the bridge or something of that sort, it's all with them. So it's a different technique. It's sort of, I always try to think of how the remote viewers, which were military men that were trained by our government to be psychic spies.
Right.
And they had nothing to touch. They didn't get the luxury of holding a bloody ring or, whatever. Somehow they were trained, and I've done remote viewing, and it can be very accurate. but they don't use anything. So that's how I have to sort of put my mindset into that. And I've learned how to do a clock. I can go as high as you want or as low as you want, 100 feet on the ground, 500 feet, and just tell you at all the different, at 12, what I see at 12, where I see the airport, where I see whatever I see, so that at least if you can find one area, you pretend it's the airport. You put that at 1 o'clock, and everything still should be just the way I saw it. We just might have to change the circle if that's making any sense to you.
Are you ever able to tune into your own future and tell your own future events?
God, that would be really scary. I try not to. I try not to. If I wasn't a psychic, I wouldn't be going to a psychic. I believe more in controlling, in creating the future, in positive thinking, in having dreams, having goals. I believe in having wants and goals and taking steps to making them a reality is much better than visiting a psychic.
So what do you think about these people who go to psychics time after time after time after time? It almost seems that some people develop a dependency with a psychic that they favor. Do you agree with that kind of thing?
I do, but let's go back. I have gone to psychics before I was psychic, and there is a curiosity, there is a want, but to go back time after time after time is not good. It's not good. I think the curiosity, the wonder, we all want to see the future a little bit. We all want to know, and I think that is fine. But it's the ones that are addicted to knowing or thinking they're knowing the future.
Yeah, that to me has always seemed a little strange, where you actually depend on somebody else to guide you when it's you yourself who is in control of your own destiny.
Absolutely. And then that person stops remembering that they have control.
Yeah.
And the psychic or whoever they're going to becomes more of a necessity in their life.
How does it affect you when you're in a grocery store, a shopping center, a mall, an airport, a train station with all these different people thinking all these different thoughts, and there you are, NOREEN Renier, a recognized, internationally acclaimed psychic. Does that boggle your mind? Do you get all this cross chatter, and how do you stay focused on what you're there for?
Not all the time. Certain places, yes. I can go into a mall, but I can't stay there for a long time because there's so many smells, so many visualness going on, sounds. It's just an overload. But for short periods of time, I can handle it. It's just that I have to have control over my mind and turn down the psychic volume as much as I can. You can't turn it off, but sometimes you're able to turn it down so you don't get as much coming in.
All right, you stay put, my dear friend. You and I have to take our commercial break with the news at the bottom of the hour. Great talking to you again, but you already knew that because you're a psychic. NOREEN Renier is my very special guest. Exonation, www.noreenrenier.com. And Noreen and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break as we continue from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Once again, if you'd like to find out more about NOREEN Renier or her books, you can go on Amazon.com for any of her books or visit her website, www.noreenrenier.com. My name's Rob McConnell. This is The X Zone. We'll be back. Don't go away.
She said she would be lost without you. She's out of her head.
My name is Michael Telstar, Canada's leading mentalist from Toronto, Ontario.
Hi, my name is Splenda, and you're listening to my dad, Rob McConnell, on the X Zone.
This is Psychic Dorothy from St. Catharines, and you're listening to Rob McConnell. Hello, my name is Holly Reeves, an astrologer from Astro For You, and you're listening to Canada's #1 paranormal radio show, The X Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back, everyone. Noreen Renier is my special guest, and we've had the pleasure of having Noreen on the show a number of times. She's a welcomed member of the X-Zone Nation. She is definitely not your neighborhood psychic, as you probably have guessed by now. She is internationally known and respected. She's a regular guest on Court TV and the only psychic to lecture at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia. She is definitely one of a kind. She tells the intriguing stories that she has worked on how she started on the road from being a single mom to a singular psychic in her new book, A Mind for Murder. And now her newest book that we're talking about this hour is entitled, come on, Noreen.
The Practical Psychic. Yay!
Yay!
A no-nonsense book to guide and help you develop your own natural intuitive abilities.
Noreen, how long would it take someone who took your book seriously, sat down, and said, all right, I want to be a psychic?
The only way, of course, I don't know the reader's speed or ability to develop, but in my classrooms, I had an 8-week class at the University of Virginia, I think non-credit, taught at several large colleges and university, a non-credited course, but in the 6 to 8 weeks, everyone could do something. Some of them were wonderful aura readers. Others could do telepathy. Some were better senders. Some were better receivers. I remember one lady came up to me at the end of the class. Everyone would have had to stand up and tell them, the rest of the students, who they were, because no one was allowed to tell any of the class members who they were, what they did, because students were going to be reading each other in psychometry and other aspects of the. But they all could learn something. So yes, 6-8 weeks. If they're really doing every chapter the way they're supposed to, like taking a class, a course.
So
not that hard.
When you go to court and you testify.
No, I don't testify in court.
No.
I should have enough evidence that the police can have.
I see.
Can get evidence, yes.
I see. Now, when you went and lectured at the FBI Academy.
Right.
What was the reaction of the members of the FBI as well as the cadets or the recruits?
All right, now you've got to remember, this is 2011. Things that we accept as the more norm, 40 years ago, 45 years ago, we didn't. So this was 45 years ago, and I'm not the only psychic, but at that time, I probably was the only psychic 45 years ago to lecture at the FBI Academy. But the first, they put me in a classroom, maybe 30 or 35 officers, and you've got to remember, they weren't all FBI or CIA. They were a mixture, and the sheriffs, and so it wasn't.
So it was a combination of law enforcement officers.
Right.
Okay.
And I always did demonstrations, and they loved it. I would touch. They would put objects in envelopes, and I would touch them and describe what they look like, a body scar, things of that sort. so they could, for their own cell. I couldn't do all 30 at one time, but I could do that. And so they believed in me. The skeptics weren't as powerful or as organized in those days. And in those days, I traveled, and for the first 5 or 6 years, no one knew what I was doing. I mean, just the police and I. The family, I never had. The family wasn't a part of hiring me to work on a unsolved case. Always police. First 5 years, and I didn't think. I charged them about nothing, and then I learned how to do it over the phone instead of traveling, and. But I was well respected from the beginning. There was always be that one or two, but the majority of the officers that I worked with, they were open-minded enough to say, okay, let's give this a try.
Oh, that's great. Let me ask you something here. Do you consider your gift, your ability as a gift or as a burden?
Oh, it's neither. I don't think it's a gift. I think we all have this. I mean, all of our abilities are gifts. All of our abilities, our singing, our writing, our music, everything. No, I don't feel special. I just think I worked very hard. I recognized a talent, energy at a certain point, and just worked very hard to define it. And defining it was knowing what the police needed from me. So unwillingly, unknowingly, the police taught me so much. We need to know this. We need to know this. Not a bird in a bird cage or 3 white clouds. They had to know specifics.
Right. In your opinion, what is the hardest part of being someone like yourself with the abilities that you have?
I'm such an accepting person. I've always accepted that I have this color eyes and this color hair. Never, I'm just accepting what I have and who I am. There's so many qualities I have that I wish I had someone else's, but I'm accepting of my own self. I don't think anything I have is that good or that bad.
Have you ever been out with your family and you look at someone and you can see something in their future and you just want to go over and tell them?
Nope.
No.
I'm very selfish. I can shut it down. When I'm out with my family, that's where my attention is going to be. Nope. I can turn the psychic down.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. As a psychic, and I mean a real psychic, not one of these woo-woo people that we hear about and we've had on this show who are psychic in their own mind and they end up on the X-Zone Order of Woo-Woo's website. How did your being a psychic affect your kids growing up? Like, how would they get away with anything with you?
Well, they were lucky. I didn't develop my ability until they were like a senior in high school, and they were both going away for college. But we did have a party, and I did do a psychic thing. We did it's called, God, I forgot what it's even called now, but lifting people into the air with your fingertips.
Oh, yeah.
Just my brain can't get it. And after that, the kids said, my children, 2 girls, said, "Don't you ever do that again. We don't want our friends to know you're a psychic." So I had to be very low-keyed about what I did. And thank God, one was already in college, the other one was on her way. So that helped them.
Oh, gosh. I guess your husband can't pull the wool over your eyes, can he?
Well, I don't have one at this point. I had a few in the past. But I wasn't psychic until the last one. I did. It really sort of, I can't, it's sort of X-rated stuff. I can't talk about that.
Oh, we'll have to talk about that during the next commercial break. Noreen, September 21st, I'm sorry, September 11, 2001, the attack on America. Did you have any inclination that morning that something was going to happen, but you just had no idea what it was?
I wish I could say I did. I didn't.
No.
I didn't.
You see, that's why I respect you. I gave you the opportunity to pull my chain, and you didn't. You were very honest. And that's one of the one of the things I love about you is if you didn't, you say, no, I wish I could, but I didn't. So I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to give you an extra hug, okay?
Oh, all right. So why is it then, and I'm being serious now, that major events that change the world sometimes are not picked up by psychics?
Well, again, it depends on the individuals. Remember how I can turn it down, and then if I'm working, I turn it up, but I'm really in a small bubble.
I see. So you're focusing on
now, if somebody
something.
had asked me, now I've seen future events. I predicted Reagan's attempted assassination in front of the FBI class and room. If you asked me the question, I would have told you what I've seen. But if you don't ask me, my antenna is focused on other areas.
All right,
does that make sense?
Sure does. So let me ask you this question. Do you see any further terrorist attacks in America?
Okay, this is 2011 we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're going to have instead of a boom boom, there might be a little bang bang thing, but nothing of any significance. I'm scanning the next 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
There's going to be some, but I feel more like a bang bang than explosion, big. I feel something smaller, but something. I do feel it.
Well, you know what? I tend to agree with you because I know how hard law enforcement work and Homeland Security, working with the other agencies within the United States, and of course the agencies outside of the U.S., including our CSIS here in Canada and our RCMP, they're working together. And I think this is what makes this world tick today, whether it's in the psychic community, whether it's in government, law enforcement, is working together and cooperating. Because I have no psychic abilities whatsoever, but I can see a change happening with people. People are opening up. They're more open to what maybe would have been called weird going back 15, 20 years ago when it comes to New Age. And, you talk about now about the galactic alignment and people there's minority group of people who are talking about December the 21st, 2012 as being a total cataclysmic event, but the majority are saying if anything happens, it's going to be good. Why does any change have to be bad? Change is good.
There's a reason, and so often at that time or right after that time, we don't understand. It's down the road when we look back and go, aha, that's why we had to. This is why. Yes.
You see, I look at this time of our evolution as a species that we are caterpillars that have built a cocoon around us, and we are now getting ready to come out of the cocoon. There's a more metamorphosis happening within spirituality, within the human psyche. And we're going to be...
Science is understanding healing and self-healing.
Exactly.
But the placebos, I mean, that's such a powerful way of showing that, look, we can heal ourselves.
Yeah.
You were taking something that could do nothing for you, and your body is getting better or whatever. Not everyone. But the mind. We're growing. It's slowly and painful because it's scary. They need control over the masses. So a lot of areas don't want to encompass this phenomena too much.
Well, of course, and when people realize that mind over matter can create health, wealth, and prosperity, a lot of people out on the outside are going to start losing a lot of money. Pharmaceutical companies are going to start losing money because people will realize, hey, they can heal themselves.
That's right. And so often it's all the drugs, the combination of drugs that are making us older people. I mean, I take very few, the very minimum. My mother, who died at 92, I think took her aspirin and I think one other medication, and that was it.
Well, I'll tell you something. I used to love drinking carrot juice. My wife bought us a carrot juicer machine.
Yes.
Well, I would take 10 pounds of carrots and I'd throw in some apples and I'd make this concoction, and it was so good, and I'd drink that until my skin started taking on an orange tint, and then I realized
my sister did this.
Yeah. I should have done it around Halloween. I could have gone out as a great
That
pumpkin.
is
Yeah.
funny. My sister loved. I didn't see. She loved the carrot juice, and her skin started turning orangey.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
It's
That is
wild, but I'll tell you something. I felt a lot better drinking all the natural juices. You know, you'd take carrots, you'd add some celery, you'd add some apples, like apple and carrot. People, you have to try it. It is healthy. It is delicious, but take it from me. Just don't drink too much carrot juice.
Right. Not every day. Right. Oh,
Noreen, you and I have to take our final break. It's always great talking to you. Noreen Renier is our special guest, Exo Nation. Her website is www.noreenrenier.com. That's www.noreenrenier.com. That's www.noreenrenier.com. And we'll be back on the other side of this commercial break as we do our wrap-up for tonight here in the X Zone with yours truly, Rob McConnell, from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. We'll be back on the other side of this break. Whatever you do, do not go away because Noreen is watching.
On my way to better things, I found myself some wings. Distant roads are calling me. No time for a summer friend. No time for the love you send. Seasons change and so did I. You need not wonder why. You need not wonder why. There's no time left for you. No time left for you.
And welcome back, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank our guest this hour, Noreen Renier, for joining us. It's always a great pleasure talking to her. And thank all our other guests who took time out of their days to be with us tonight here on the X Zone. To our radio stations around the world, satellite providers, cable providers, and our internet networks, thank you guys. Thanks to you, the members of the X Zone Nation, 20 years doing this show. Thank you very much. Noreen Renier's website is www.noreenrenier.com. And Noreen, I'd like to finish off with you, if you don't mind, about the mind and the unknown power that the mind possesses. We briefly talked about the placebo effect, mind over matter. And I understand science says we're not even using 10% of the ability of our mind. What do you see the power of the mind being as we learn to use what God has given us?
Yes, and use more. Yes. I feel like even the babies, the children, we will encourage them to use this ability in different ways. And I feel definitely teaching the children like telepathy, like sending them a picture of a horse or a bird or something like that. I have a caller ID and it keeps popping in my ear, but I think it's unlimited of the mind. Is depending upon the individual and their imagination, and imagination is what creates our future. In not only technology but medicine, all aspects of the mind. I believe the imagination and the use of it and believing in it. But I think we have to believe more in ourselves
That's
than
right.
in our own self. Yep.
I believe
Well,
we have so much to look forward to in the future, that the future is there for each and every one of us to participate in, to grow with, and to share love and harmony.
Well said. I'm so sorry. I've been this beeping on my phone in my ear has distracted me. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. Listen, we've run out of time for tonight, Noreen. We're going to have you back on in the very near future. Let our listeners know how they can find out more about you and where they can get your books.
Well, the book should be on Amazon.com, and my website, which you've so nicely told them a few times, is just my name, Noreen Renier, with a few W's in front of it, and a .com.
All right, Noreen, thank you very much for joining us. And once again, keep up the great work. And we look forward to speaking to you again in the future.
Bye.
Take care, hon. Bye-bye now. Noreen Renier, www.noreenrenier.com, NOREENRENIER.com, and her books are available on Amazon.com. Well, that's it for tonight, X-Zone Nation. We'll be back tomorrow night at 10 o'clock as once again we cross the time-space continuum to this place that I call the X-Zone. As always, if you can help somebody out with a little bit of extra change, an extra can of soup to the food bank, or some clothes to the Salvation Army or other places that help the needy, please do, because what goes around comes around, and you'll feel great. So until tomorrow night, always, always, X-Zone Nation, remember to keep your eyes to the sky and your heart to the light. Good night, everyone.